Yay Networks.
Parenting is such a breeze, oh, but it would bring you to your knees if it weren't for chatty daddies. Oh, yeah, the chatty daddies.
Welcome to the Chatty Daddies.
A podcast from three dads who think, and that's the key word right there, think they are parenting experts.
And today we are talking about one of the biggest moments, one of the most heartbreaking moments in every parent's life. Whenever the child first goes to daycare or school. Whew.
Were there tears?
There were.
There were?
There were tears.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
That's a
Perfect.
tease. In the radio world, that's a major market tease, Trey.
Now, does it
you
matter on a
listening.
podcast? Or they make
Yeah,
them
we want to
listen
keep them listening to the whole podcast.
every now and then I have this urge to want to do a reset. And so for the people listening, a reset is like, okay, so we've been talking for a while, and then we're going to reset what we're talking about for those who just joined the radio show. So that's why if you listen to a radio show, you might tune in and they're talking to someone on the phone, and the host goes, hey, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy, tell us about your guest tonight. Every now and then when I'm doing a podcast, I want to reset. I'm like, what am I resetting for?
Right.
They know if you're interviewing someone, well, the person's name is in the title of the podcast they're listening to, so we don't have to reset things.
But
Although I have in the past, I have skipped forward in a couple podcasts here and there, just to, because I'm like, I want to get to this part with it. So sometimes I have done that. So maybe the resetting might be good for those kind of people.
Well, they're mightily tantalized.
So tantalized.
I don't know what what is tantalize is not titillate.
I think it's pretty close.
Tantalize is not nearly as funny sounding as titillate.
Sure. Agreed.
Titillate, tantalize is the next one we got to come up with.
a while ago, someone wrote us and said that Nick needs to be more manly. So, how about college football, everybody?
Ooh,
Okay, hold
all
on.
right.
Nick,
Yeah?
who's playing in the national championship?
I do know this. We've got Alabama versus Ohio State.
Okay, give me both quarterbacks. Give me one quarterback.
Ooh, don't know any of the quarterbacks.
Ooh,
I
all
know
right.
the Clemson guy, the guy with the long hair and
Sure.
the big nose.
He's out.
He's out. I do know that.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, I know him.
Trevor Lawrence.
I know. Is it the wide receiver from Alabama that's up for the Heisman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I know
Smith.
that. Don't
Yeah.
know his name. I've
Devonta
seen
Smith.
his graphic on the TV every now and then. I think I've maybe watched 2 college football games this year.
That's pretty good, though.
I used to watch more. We got rid of cable, and I'm just don't really tune in as much. But I'm an Aggie. I'm a Texas A&M guy, so I was a little more plugged in this year than normal.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking that Alabama is going to run away with this game because they actually played a full season, and everybody's talking about how Ohio State only played 6 games. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I believe Ohio State is going to be your national champion this year.
Really?
Yeah, I
This
really
shocks me.
I feel it. I don't know why. I just feel like Ohio State has a better quarterback. I feel like they're not as banged up as Alabama is from playing an entire season, and I think they're going to be able to stop Devonta Smith.
And what was the score of the Ohio State Clemson game? Clemson.
It wasn't that close. It was,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ohio State pretty much ran away with it.
Yeah, they
a little
beat
bit.
them up pretty good.
Yeah, the Aggie folks that I'm always talking to, we're very mad at Ohio State because they did not play a full season.
Of course.
They changed the rules to let them into their conference championship.
Absolutely insane.
And, we're all like, we need to be in there. But then, so me and my roommates were on a group text, and it's like, would you rather be just outside the playoffs, or would you rather get completely obliterated by any of these teams in the playoffs? Is it better to be in the playoffs and get obliterated or not be in at all?
It's better to be in the playoffs, honestly.
I think so too.
And honestly, A&M should have been in there over Notre Dame, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, that was people were saying Ohio State, but a lot of people agree with you, JC, that maybe it was Notre Dame that was kind of the weaker team because they did not play well, but they played Alabama, which is incredibly good.
Notre Dame barely beat Clemson when they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, and then they came back and got their butts handed to them when they actually played them at full strength, and then they got destroyed by Alabama. So they didn't seem like they belonged in that group, and I think A&M would have been able to hang a little bit better than Notre Dame.
Maybe we'll never.
I
know.
love sports talk with Nick, man. This is fun.
As long as it's about A&M. Anything else? Couldn't tell you about the Cowboys. I know they're not doing good.
They're out.
Don't know anything about the Saints.
They're doing well.
All right,
Did the Browns do well?
Yes, they got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw a headline about that.
And so just one last non-A&M thing. Alabama or OSU?
For me?
Yeah.
Who am I going to
Who
pick?
are you going to pick?
I want to pick Alabama. Keep it in the SEC.
If I have to put money down on it, I definitely say Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't want them to win, but that's who I think will win.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people hate on dynasties. I love seeing dynasties.
No.
It's annoying for a lot of people because, again, it's just Alabama and Clemson always in the playoffs. But I just like seeing greatness. Like, a lot of people hate on Tom Brady and the whatever team the Patriots used to play for because they were always in the Super Bowl. I love seeing that stuff. It's like, wow, you're watching history.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it in professional sports. I don't know what it is because it just like right now with the Kansas City Chiefs, like I feel like that we're on the brink of having that dynasty with Patrick Mahomes. But in college, it is way more difficult to do what Nick Saban has been doing.
Yes.
Because you are trading out players every 3 to 4 years. You're losing those star players. They're gone. And then you got to make sure that you're bringing in guys that are just as good, if not better. That is very difficult to do.
It is not when you're that high up there. They're so far and away in recruiting classes. They just go, he picks up the phone and goes, hey, it's Nick Saban. Hey, it's Nick Saban's assistant. Yeah. And they go, yeah, we'll come to Alabama.
And you have a system and you just kind of say, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
Learn this. Instead of finagling your plays around a specific player's attributes.
Right.
When all of your players have the attributes, you do it this way.
But it is impressive.
It really is. And then it depends on personality, too. Are they going to blend in with the team? Are they going to do well with your system? It's all this stuff. I mean, you can get the best players, but if you don't know how to use them correctly, then it's for what? And then you got those guys that are really good that hate good teams, and they want to go to a smaller school and beat the crap out of them and give that school their one championship they've never had. Here's a question for you guys. Would you, if you were the most talented high school football player in all the land ever, would you want to go to Alabama, let's say, or Ohio State? Or if you were guaranteed that they were going to bring in enough people to give you a run at a title, would you want to go to a school that's never won a championship and be the one dude that brought it to it?
No, I'm going to the established.
Yep.
You're going to the established
choice.
Definitely going to get it.
Going to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh wow! See, I would want to go to the school and be the one person that brought them the championship.
I mean, it would be cool because you would always be a hero on that campus. You get you a house a mile away from campus. You go to every home game. They walk you out at halftime every now and then. You make a couple $1,000 signing autographs at the bookstore on the weekends.
You're set for life, just for being a college football player. I'd probably go for try to win the first championship, even though playing for the big school does sound pretty dope, though.
Yeah, it's just, life is all about eliminating a lot of the threats, and just the odds of you winning at a giant school are just much better than at a lower school.
100%.
Because then if you are at the lower school, maybe you're in like a weird conference or where you don't have a lot of good competitors. And because there's always people that are in the top 25 teams, they're undefeated, but they haven't played a single ranked team. And they don't even get in the top 10.
Cincinnati is out there trying their best to make it into the top 4, and they can't do it. They can blow teams out by 40 points a game, but their competition's garbage, so
they get stopped.
Speaking
of football, there is a really cool movie, since we're the chatty daddies, this is a really cool movie if you're looking for something to watch with the kids, called Safety.
It's on Disney Plus, right? I've seen it, like, whenever I log in, I see it, and I'm like, oh, that does look cool. With just seeing it, or just seeing the picture, it looks like a new Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
It really does. And so I haven't watched it yet, but all my friends that have sons that have watched it with their kids say that the kids liked it and they liked it. So there's a little movie tidbit right there in case you're looking for something to watch, in case you haven't gotten around to that one right there.
My question is it about getting the 2 points when your a defense stops the team in their own end zone, getting the 2 point safety, or is it about the position safety in the defensive position of safety?
Or that I don't know, but I know it's a true story.
Again, here's 3 of us talking about it, and none of us have seen it. Or is it about finding safety amongst a group of people? Like, you're safe. This is your family in a way.
I think Nick is more on
it's
trend
got to be
that
2
one, based on what I'm reading.
3, right?
It's got to be combined a little bit.
Why would they call it safety if it's and have it be about football if it's not about a guy that's trying to block passes?
Okay, I'll give you the quick plot. It's about a football player who accepted a scholarship on the team at Clemson, and then he has a little brother, and apparently brings him in and tries to help raise him while he's on campus.
And the little brother becomes the youngest person to kick a field goal in an NCAA game.
Yeah, and then they get banned because that was against the rules. Yeah.
You know, a while ago we did fantasy draft of best dads on TV.
Yeah.
Programming note, talk amongst ourselves. Maybe we do a fantasy draft of best sports movies.
Oh, I
Okay.
would love that.
I thought you were going to say best dads in sports.
I don't know enough about that,
Okay.
but I've seen Rudy.
LeBron
Definitely not
James
LeVar
seems like
Ball.
a pretty good dad.
Russell Wilson seems like a good dad.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice dude. Did you see what Russell Wilson did for his teammate?
I did, but
Yes.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick.
So, again, this is coming from the non-sports guy.
Right.
But what I'm assuming is what happened. It was like the last game of the regular season.
Yep.
His receiver?
Yep.
Yes.
One of his receivers.
One of his receivers had in his contract, if he makes a certain number of catches, let's say it's 10.
It was 35.
Okay, 35 catches, he gets a $100,000 bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like the last play of the game. The wide receiver only had 34 catches.
Yep.
He needed one more to make that bonus.
Just one.
The coach told Russell, hey, take a knee and run
Finish
the
the
clock
game.
out. And he said no. And in the huddle, he changed the play, and he did a short little pass to the wide receiver, and he got a $100,000 bonus because of it.
And on top of
awesome.
that, I don't know if you guys knew this about the guy that got it. He had taken a pay cut to stay with the Seahawks.
Wow.
So he was making over $1 million, or was supposed to be making way over $1 million for his contract, and then he took the pay cut. Was only making, in an NFL world, this is not much, right? He was making about $800,000 a year, and so by Russell doing that, he gave him that $100,000 that maybe boosted him up a little bit for his kid's future.
Okay, 800,000 divided by 35 catches, $22,800 per catch.
Wow.
I'll take that.
Not bad, man.
I'll take that. And,
Not
and
bad.
Tom Brady did the same thing for his teammate Antonio Brown, but he was force feeding him the ball basically to get him to his receptions thing. Didn't make as big of a story because people don't like Antonio Brown as much, but Tom Brady did a similar thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough sports talk, chatty daddies. What about Christmas? What happened since we last talked? Because we took a little break. On the social media, we got several DMs, people saying, are you guys still doing your podcast? I said, yeah, we are, but we just took a little Christmas break. So what did you guys get into?
Man, we did absolutely nothing. We did go to a hotel for one night. One of those hotels that has like a ice skating rink, and it had we went out and built a snowman, and it was a one night thing. My kids complained the entire time because they put us next to the elevator, and it turned into one of those where I said, "We're never doing this again." So we have one scheduled for summer.
Yeah, that's a quick way to get me angry at a hotel. Put me next to an elevator. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so angry. Or the ice machine. Get out of
Oh
here.
my goodness! And then the kids complaining on top of that makes you like, you guys look at the bright side of things. At least we got to come to the hotel and got to go ice skating, and we got to build a snowman, and we got to go see all these cool things. Nope, they're complaining about the loud people in the elevator.
Can all four members of your family ice skate?
Not very well. I can. I used to go ice skating every weekend when I was in middle school because that's where the girls.
In San Jose?
No, in San Diego.
San Diego, San Jose, what's the difference?
Much colder in San Diego.
Yeah.
First of all,
Diego's
San Diego is much more beautiful than San Jose. No offense to the people that live up there, but yeah, my buddy that I grew up with at my apartment complex, he played hockey, and he got me into ice skating because he didn't really have anybody to go train with him. So I figured it'd be good for me and my football skills to go out there and learn about balance and all that on skates. And so I got into it, and I actually enjoyed it. So I'd go every weekend.
Oh, nice.
Can you still stop and make the ice fly up?
The-
like you're
the
the
hockey
Mighty
stop.
Ducks or something?
Yeah, the hockey stop. So I used to be able to do a really good one where I could get it up to, I think the highest I got my ice to go was 3 feet in the air. This time I tried to do it, but I haven't done it in, 20 years. I catapulted myself into the glass, and people just stared over at me because I was going pretty fast because you got to get some speed, and I just didn't have the right mechanics, and it just launched me into the board, and it just made this loud sound. Everybody stopped and looked at me, and I was like, "Yep, I'm good."
You didn't
I'm
get
good.
low enough on your
didn't
slide in. You didn't get low enough.
Yeah, I did not do it right. It was just it
Then
did not go well.
your skate became the fulcrum,
Yeah.
and then that just catapulted you. One of the biggest letdown dates ever was my wife and I, Blair. We were in New York during Christmas time, and we had planned this ice skating at somewhere. It wasn't Rockefeller Center, but there's lots of ice skating rinks out in New York. Someplace you had to make this reservation, and it was horrible. There was 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
You don't have room to really skate. you're just like kind of barely walking around the rink because you don't have room to like let your feet fly out and everything. And it's hot and sweaty, more sweaty than I thought. We're all bundled up cold, and it was just not great.
No, yeah.
So I had to cut that short. But
what about you, Trey? Can you ice skate, Trey?
Oh, yeah. But not great, but I can get around the rink over and over and over again without falling.
You can cross your legs as you're going around. And I can only turn left, by the way. I can't turn right. I know it's like Zoolander, but I only learned how to go because they only tell you to go left. You go counterclockwise.
Yeah.
And so I only know how to put my right leg over my left, right, when I'm skating to turn. But if I try to do it the other way, I will eat crap. I cannot go to the right.
I haven't thought about it. I've never tried because you're right. They always make you go to the left. I probably can't either.
Yeah. So there's that. And I never learned how to skate backwards either, which is something I really wanted to do, and I could just never get the hang of going backwards.
Controversial here. People look at me sideways when I say this. My wife and I did not get each other gifts.
Ooh, yep, us either.
And this is something I strive for.
And so my wife said, she said, hey, I did get you a little something. And I said, okay, well, I'm still not getting you anything. And she said, that's fine. And I don't think she's mad at me. In fact, this year, like since normally we have 100 different Christmases to go to, we only had 2, one with my parents, one with her parents. And so the amount of gifts, we were trying to not buy people gifts this year. You know what I mean? So it was like, well, if I'm not going to spend another $100 on my wife, that's a good thing, So some people don't think that's romantic. But I'm like, I just think it makes economic sense.
And it does.
And you got?
She gave me a Taylor Swift coloring book, which is exactly what I need. I love Taylor Swift, and she got me that, and so that was great.
Have you colored anything in it yet?
No, I haven't. I don't know if I want to like really ruin it.
Right.
It's like I got an autographed CD too, but I don't play the CD. I don't want to mess the CD up.
Color it, Nick. It is so therapeutic to color. I've been coloring a lot in the last 6 months just because my kids have all these books and I started picking it up. It's just like meditating almost.
What are you coloring
get into
with?
Well,
hopefully it's the 64 pack with the pencil sharpener in the back of the box, Crayola.
So I do I've ventured out into, I'm doing pencils and markers. So a little mixture of both to create some shading and also some lines. So I create an outline of the color, and then that way I can make it look like there's shadows and stuff. I'm not good at it yet, but I'm trying to learn how to do it right.
I've got a real problem coming up because I cannot stand the sound of markers, pencils, or crayons. I mean, it makes my mouth fill with saliva and my shoulders get tense. It's awful.
Oh yeah, don't come to my house. It's happening all the time with my kids. That's all they do.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to get over what I figured out in high school to do is I scratch my jeans, which is a similar sound, so I don't know why it's calm.
Maybe it's because you're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So maybe I'll just color with the kids.
It's like you are now taking control of the situation.
Yeah.
But I did feel super manly. I smoked some ribs.
Ooh.
Yes.
Whoa.
Smoked some ribs. They turned out
What kind
good.
of papers did you use?
Did you freebase it or?
Barbecue smoked ribs, everybody. At first, I was like, where are they going with? I just used aluminum foil, and I used oak wood.
All right, so you got some baby back ribs, you got short ribs. What are we talking?
I've done baby back before, so this time I went spare ribs, tried to do a recipe from Aaron Franklin, the Franklin's barbecue guy from Austin.
Oh, yeah.
So he prefers the spare ribs, so I did that, and they turned out good. And so I had enough. I had like dinner one night and then 3 different lunches. Three different days in a row I had lunches, and it was great. My fart smelled like barbecue and wood for a week, and it was awesome.
So how did you smoke? You have a grill,
a big green egg.
I
have a big green egg, and so used that. It was left by the previous homeowners.
Oh, awesome!
Which I like to point out.
You got a green egg from the previous owners?
Yeah, because everybody does what I do. Go, what are you, fancy?
Yeah, exactly. Get this, JC. The owners before us, they left a big green egg, and then directly above it, they left a TV on the wall on the patio.
Shut up.
They left it. And the TV has since like gone out. I went out there this week.
Oh, really?
Like I was like, I'm gonna watch a show outside. It won't turn on. So it's like, do I want to pay? And all the TV deals are gone now. You can't get a good TV deal.
Do you know for sure? You know for sure that they left it on purpose?
They did, because we were asking about, because when you buy a house, there's concessions some people make, like after the inspection, different things, and they said, okay, we'll fix these things and then just leave some of this stuff.
Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah.
I was just listening to Biggie. I was listening to some old school rap, and this is how far we've come with TVs, because he was rapping about having a 50-inch screen, and my son in the back seat goes, that is small.
I know. Have you ever, like, someone's like, hey, I got a new TV, and you go over and it's like a 42-inch TV, which is bigger than any TV I had growing up.
Right.
Same.
And it's like, this is tiny.
Mine was
I can't see it from this far away.
I think the biggest TV screen I had growing up was 29 inches, if I remember correctly. So I don't know where we're just so accustomed to anything large. It's like 42 inches. Oh, is that the TV for your kitchen? Or?
Yeah, would you just have that in the garage? Or?
Yeah, that's just for the security cameras, right? So during unwrapping of the gifts, did everyone take the appropriate dad position and have the trash bag?
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Every dad gets the trash bag, and that's your one job. You throw me the trash, and you do a basket. You do a basketball from across the room. Throw me the bag. Toss the bag. The dad is in charge. I did it.
Interesting.
100%.
I did it too. I didn't realize that was the dad thing.
It gives you a job. Like, I'd see some tissue paper on the ground that someone didn't throw over from 2 gifts ago, so I go pick that up, and you say, hey, to my brother, hey, Jared, toss the thing, and then whoosh, from across the room.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn funny.
That's what the dads do.
I did it too. That is crazy.
So what did the kids get? What was the big gift this year?
You know, my kid really loves magnet tiles. Magnet tiles, I think is what they're called. He has them at school, and like doctors' offices have them and stuff, and he really likes them.
Is it like the thing it's like a calendar that you like place up on a...
No. So it's like, it's something you build with.
Oh, okay.
So think of like a 2-inch by 2-inch square, and there's magnets on the edges, and so they just hook together.
Yep.
And so you can make cubes and make different cars and stuff with them. And like recently, my wife and I were like, man, our kid's, he's not like spelling his name. He's not writing a whole lot. He doesn't really pay a lot of attention for math and numbers.
Yeah.
But then he's gotten these tiles, these magnet tiles that he can build with, and he's doing really good with it. So it's like, okay, well, that's good. I like where this head's going right now.
Little engineering kind of.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. What about
the other day? My wife like opened the door to his room in the morning to get him out of bed, and he was already awake, just playing with his block things, building stuff. Cool, that's great.
It makes me so happy. My kids got mostly Lego. My kid got V-Bucks for like Fortnite and stuff. My daughter got she finally got her first iPad. She's 7. Yeah, because she's been sharing with her brother, and our other one broke. So we finally got her first ever iPad, so she could socially distance play with her best friend. And those were the big ones. But honestly, it makes me feel so happy when I walk up there and I see them both in their rooms individually building their little Legos. I don't know what it is about that. It's just so cool to watch kids do that.
Yeah, they're just using their minds, and
it's something you did as a kid probably. So it's like, oh, look at that. It's a transfer of generations.
Yeah. But if we're talking about wives' gifts though, because Nick, since you were saying you were controversial, I got my feelings so hurt this year, like bad, because I thought I did a good job, guys. I paid attention all year long to what my wife said, little things here and there.
Made a note in your phone?
Yeah, like one time she was getting ready and she was on her phone, and her phone, she wanted to play music as well. She mentioned something about I wish I could play my music and be on the phone. So I wrote that down. She said she needed a new hair curler / hair straightener. Wrote that down early on in the year. And then she said, oh, I don't have very many accessories. Wrote that down. So I ended up buying her the hair straightener and curler. It's a 2-in-1. I even did research. I went to a hair salon and asked a girl that works at a hair salon, and then bought her that. When I was there, I saw this vanity mirror that had speakers and a light and connected to your phone via Bluetooth and could play music. And I was like, that is the best gift ever. I grabbed it. And then I got her, along with my daughter Chloe, went out and picked out a little bracelet for her. So we got her 3 really cool things. And I'm thinking,
very nice.
Killed it. I really hate Christmas because of the stress that comes with buying presents, and this is why I admire you, Nick, you and Blair, Nick, because you took that away from each other. You took away the stress that comes with getting the right gift. So when she opened it, I didn't see the happiness and joy that I expected. You know, it was oh, thank you, babe, thanks, it's cute, love it, for all 3. And she tried to use the vanity mirror once, and apparently one of her friends said that it echoed a little bit when she talked. So she said, yeah, I'm going to return this.
You know, girls don't like electronics.
I know.
They don't like gadgets, and that's got like the Bluetoothy stuff.
I know. But But I grew up in a household where if you got a gift, you never returned it, like because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Kinsey grew up in
thank you.
You always say thank you, and this is going to be my gift forever. Kinsey grew up in a household where returning gifts was inevitable. It was going to happen.
It's like you open the gift, and the first thing you see is not the gift; it's the gifted receipt.
Yeah, what can I get instead of this? And then she returned the bracelet. And I'm like, oh man, that's too. I was hoping to God she wouldn't return the hair straightener, because if I went 0 for 3, then she basically didn't get any presents, and then I feel like a jackass.
Are we out of the 30-day return policy, or?
No, she does it right away, dude. It's Christmas presents open on the 25th, return happened on the 26th. That fast.
Okay. So just as soon as the doors open the next day.
Yeah, and she didn't tell me she was gonna do this. I was gonna go for a skate. And I went out by the back where my skateboard is, and I saw the vanity mirror sitting there in the box.
Oh, she was going to do it on the sly.
Yeah. And I said, what's this? And she goes, oh, I'm returning it. And I just looked at her. I'm like, oh. And she goes, are you sad? And I was, of course I'm sad. I thought I did a good job. And now I'm apparently not doing a good job with gifts. So I got butt hurt. I'll admit it.
You know what? I wasn't going to get on my soapbox, but I will.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. Let me get it for you real quick. Let me put the soapbox down.
Ladies, don't get upset about the gifts. Don't make us jump through all these hoops. Make us all year have to think about the gifts we're getting you. Make us take notes because it's apparently romantic and all this stuff. And make us play these games. And then tell us in the next sentence that communication is the best, is the foundation of a good relationship. Well, then just tell me what you want, or tell me things. Don't make me try and hunt things down.
Yeah.
If you say communication is important, then tell me. Let's talk about it.
Let's have clear communication.
Yeah. Don't make me jump through hoops. Don't make me tiptoe around. Ask 1,000 people, because that apparently means I love you. If I go through all this huge long process of a gift, no, just tell me what you want, or if you want to, just go buy it.
Exactly.
My wife wanted a blender. She went and bought a blender.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I tried. Thank you, Nick, for that.
Okay,
Well,
Trey, I'm going to stop talking. Tell us about the first day.
If we
all
want
that.
to go with more depressing stuff, my son started daycare this past Monday, and it was a big lead. All through the weekend, we had just had 2 weeks off with him. 2 weeks to just sit at home and do nothing with him.
And just soak
Both
up,
parents,
baby.
Yep. And then so Friday comes along, it's like, oh my gosh, it's almost happening. It's happening. And so...
Wait, hold on. So he's 3 months old?
3.5 months
3.5
old,
months?
yes.
Have y'all ever left him alone for the night?
Not for the night.
Or sorry, not for the night.
Oh,
or
like a whole day.
He
Like-
sleeps by himself, not in our bed. Or
But
something.
have y'all ever let him in someone else's care?
Only because the dog was shitting blood.
Okay.
That my wife, while I was up at work, the dog started to have a real issue, so she had to take the dog to the emergency vet, and her stepmother came over and watched the baby.
Okay. But that was once for a few hours?
For maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so then that's about it. So then on Monday, it was going to be a quick trip, because I made sure that I had nothing to do. At 10 a.m., I could leave the Kid Craddock Morning Show and race over to get my kid out of jail. And
what time did he get there?
8 o'clock.
So he'd been there for...
Checking back on the record, he slept for 35 minutes of that. He had a bottle for 10 minutes of that, and she dropped him off when he was still asleep. Mm-hmm. But the biggest problem, I thought, was she's dropping him off while he's asleep. Mm. And he's going to wake up in a new environment with a brand new person picking him up, trying to console him. That should freak him out, right?
100%. The smells are different. The faces are different. The lighting's going to be different.
That's not Mom's face.
And I don't want to be conspiracy theory guy. I'm sure they treated him great. But here's my theory, is they only send the pictures of him smiling. They don't send the picture of him crying. Why would they? That makes them look bad. But I know they're out there. So is that being truthful? Is this a daycare I could really trust?
Yes. I think it is, Trey. I think you've told me the name of it, and it's a very good, well-respected daycare.
It is.
I think you're fine.
And I like all the people there. I just don't want my son to have to go. I want him to hang out with his mom all day.
Trey, I kind of want you to do a bit and just email them or send them a voicemail and say, hey, really appreciate the pictures you guys are sending of Quaid, but from now on, I want crying pictures only. Please send me the worst pictures of my son and see how they respond. I want the real deal. Thank you.
Well, the drop-off was the biggest issue for Kara. Kara was apparently so emotional. She couldn't get words out. So she's like, I don't know. Do I take the baby to you, or do I stay in the car? I don't. And so the lady's like, it's okay. A lot of moms are like this. And I don't know how many moms are actually like that.
I bet there's a lot that are like that.
But she said that she could not speak. And the lady thought she was crazy. And the lady didn't go, hey, here's your kid. Your wife's crazy whenever I picked him up. So I think that it probably is a little more common than she was thinking. But
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kinsey had a meltdown, dude.
Oh, yeah?
She had a meltdown. She called me up. I remember I was still at the studio working. She dropped off Kaysen, and I couldn't understand what she was saying. I thought something was wrong. To where I was like, hey, tell me where you're at. Is everything okay? I thought she got in an accident or something. She goes, they have him. I didn't even get to say a proper goodbye.
They who?
I hate them. Yeah, I was like, what? Who has him? Like, what's going on? And she goes, he's at the daycare. I'm like, oh, you dropped him off at daycare? Yeah.
Oh, it's not the cartel.
I was like, Jesus Christ, please don't call me like that. And she goes, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. So I finally calm her down. She goes to work. She was working, doing medical sales at the time. And she calls me about 30 minutes later, and she goes, I can't work. The doctor asked me how I was doing, and I just started crying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God, you're not going to sell anything if you're going to be crying
She should have reached over and popped a little pill of something she was selling to settle down a little bit.
Right? Golly, it was nuts.
It is a heartbreaking experience, I'm sure, for mothers. And then whenever I got to pick him up, he's thrilled. He's through
You're the hero.
So happy. And so I didn't take any of the brunt of having to be the bad guy and drop him off. I just got to play hero. Uncle Trey is here.
Yeah, drop-offs can be tough. I mean, even my kids, they're 4 and 2. They've been going to daycare their whole lives. And even sometimes in the mornings, they get all pouty and fussy and don't want to leave and scream and yell and cry. And my wife's doing that. I'm at the morning radio show. I don't have to see any of that.
I wouldn't mind talking to a daycare worker. If there's somebody that's listening to this podcast that's a daycare worker, we'll keep your whole daycare anonymous. Yeah. We'll change your name. I just want to know the dirty behind-the-scenes secret. So if you want to hit us up at Chatty Daddies on Instagram, or you can send a text message to the number that's listed in this description of the podcast.
Or you can go to chattydaddies.com.
Oh, that's so
many ways to get in touch with us.
I would just really like to talk to somebody from a daycare and just, see what really happens. Where do they put all those diapers?
You daycare workers are angels, too, because I can deal with my kids' poop and their pee and vomit. But as soon as I smell or see any other kids, I can't. So the fact that you handle all that is incredible.
And JC, it's not just for your kid; it's for the 7 other kids in their class.
Yeah,
it's all day. They're changing a diaper.
Yep.
Just poop galore all day long. Can't do it. Couldn't do it. You guys are angels.
No.
For reals.
I don't know that I've ever changed. I don't think I have ever changed anybody else's diaper. I've never had to deal with that. That's good. I mean,
I think I've changed one diaper. My nephew's.
Yeah.
When we were pregnant with our first kid. We went and watched him for like 4 hours, and we changed like one diaper, and it wasn't even poopy.
Did you ask if you could change the diaper?
I mean, change it, my wife changed it, and I stood there and watched and handed a wipe or handed the diaper bag over or whatever, but that was it.
I changed my sister's diaper. That's the only other kid that I've ever changed that was not mine.
How old was she?
She was a baby.
Oh, good.
And one day she'll change your diaper.
Yes.
Yeah, one day she'll give it right back to me. But I did get a blowout on me recently from our friend's baby.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Do you just hand the baby back immediately?
It's just one of those where you're like, what is that I smell? Like what the hell is that? Because I don't remember babies pooping on you. I forget about that. And so he was just sitting on my lap. And then I finally realized, I'm like, my leg's a little wet. And I picked him up from the back. And sure enough, he had it all up to his neck. And it was on my jeans and on my shirt.
Yikes.
And we were at a patio. We were on a patio at a restaurant. And I'm like, I'm just going to walk out here with a freaking peanut butter and jelly sandwich looking thing on my jeans, dude. No.
It was a chocolate milkshake. Spilled it.
And then Kinsey's over there gagging. She's like, because she can't handle it either. It was bad, man.
Yeah, another kid's poo is like picking up another dog's poo.
Yeah.
Can't do it?
Like, it's still dog poo, but it's really gross when it's not my dog.
Super gross dog poo.
No, that's the reason I only want to hang out with my kid. Like, I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Now that I'm a father, I'm now going to take on hanging out with your kids, or I'm not going to volunteer. I suppose I'll do it, but I don't want to volunteer to babysit. I just want to hang out with my kid. And I think that's going to be how it is forever.
No, once they get older,
Yeah.
and
You're fine.
like you have a sister, you have sister-in-laws and sisters, like they have kids, like you'll want them to play with
Together,
other kids.
yeah.
Yeah. Because like, man, when it is a Sunday afternoon and my kids are going crazy, like we need to get out of the house. I need to go to my brother's house to have my kids play with his kids,
Right.
or vice versa. Like you're gonna want to be around other kids that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Speaking about being around other kids, I know, Trey, you had the heartbreak of the first day of daycare, but I'm having the heartbreak of what happens to most parents. And I remember this when I was a kid, and I remember going through this transition. Mike's son and I have been best buddies from the beginning of time.
Right.
You know, from the moment he opened up his eyes, that was my best buddy. We do everything. I coach him in football. We play catch all the time. We go bike riding. Like, we play video games. Everything we do is together until recently. Because something happened when he turned 9 years old where a switch went off, and I went to ask him if he wanted to play Fortnite. And he said, yeah, I do want to play Fortnite, but would it be okay if I played with my friend Micah instead? And I said, well, there's 4 people that can play Fortnite together. Can I play with you guys? And he goes, yeah, I guess. And so I felt like a third wheel at
Yeah.
that point. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's okay, man. You guys can play. It's all good. We'll do something later. So this is where I knew it was done. That he wants nothing to do with me now. Because when he got done, I was like, hey, do you want to go for a skate ride? Do you want to go skate around with me? And he goes, yeah, I do want to skate. So we got ready. We got Chloe ready. We're all going to go, us 3, me, Chloe, and Kaysen. And then when we get outside, Kaysen goes, well, actually, can I go see what Austin's doing? And then maybe me and him can go scooter down to the creek and go see, there's like a treehouse or something. And I'm like, oh, you want to go hang out with Austin? And he goes, yeah, is that cool? And I was like, yeah, sure. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah.
And did you see this coming? Did you know that
No.
this was... Yeah, so your game plan is just like, you have to come up with it immediately as he's asking about going and having his independence. Are you
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, this is good for him socially, that's good? Or are you just like, fine, I'll let him go?
It was one of those where, I don't know if you're going, Nick might be going through this right now, where sometimes you feel like, oh man, these kids need to get out of here. Like,
Oh yeah.
Get out of here, please. You guys are bugging me.
Right.
You go through that stage. So we had that. So I just didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to happen so abruptly for me.
Right.
You know? And
So are you happy that he has his independence, or are you like a little jealous?
yes and no. I'm a little jealous. I'll be honest. I'm jealous because I can tell I'm no longer the best friend. I'm dad. So, and that's how it should be. I know that's how it should be. And I know a lot of psychologists are going to tell me that's how it should be. Dads are dads. They're not the best friend. But I felt like I was. And so I'm happy for him that he's growing up and he has his group of friends and that he actually can go. This is why I moved into the suburbs, so he can roll around and go on bike rides on the streets, and I don't have to worry because we all know each other and the kids all know each other. I wanted that for him. This is why I moved here. But it happened. It snuck up on me way faster than I expected.
Yeah,
and then I just don't know how to deal with it.
I'm thinking of the positives. It's that, yeah, he's got those friends. Like, what if he didn't have the friends?
That's
but he
true.
still
Yeah,
wanted to be
yeah,
independent?
you're right.
And like, that's got to be good that like, okay, cool. And, he's probably got a good group of dudes that he hangs out with. So like, cool. Like,
Yeah.
this is the evolution. This is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
Rather than like trying to pep your kid up if they were being made fun of that day or whatever it was. So at least it's the good side of growing up.
For sure. For
Or we
sure.
were going to start watching The Mandalorian, which we did, and he had gone over to his buddy's house for a play date, and apparently he had not started he started The Mandalorian with his bud.
Oh no.
And so when he came home, I'm like, "Oh, dude, do you want to start watching The Mandalorian?" He goes, "Yeah, can we watch the second episode? I already watched the first." And I'm
Wow.
like, "What?" I was like, "Excuse me?"
JC, it seems like with you and your son and his friends, it's like you and him are like in an open relationship and you have to like seem cool with him seeing other
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
you don't
dude,
wanna
that's what it is.
overreact. You don't want to overreact and be the crazy person in the relationship. So you got to be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. You can go spend the night at so and so's house. It's fine.
Right. And how often do you let him go, and how often do you go, no, you got to stay and have dinner with us?
Dinner, he knows to come, like, so his deal is when the lights turn on, he comes home, and that's when we do dinner. So he still eats dinner with us. But yeah, I remember getting so mad at my parents for not allowing me to go outside and be a kid. You know, they kept me pretty sheltered. They always kept me inside, and when they would ground me, they would ground me for a month type deal. With him, I'm like, if he's gonna go outside, I prefer that than him in front of a TV or playing video games. So if he asks, I'm more than happy to be like, yes, go.
That's a good point. He's going outside and getting exercise, which I keep hearing is just
supposed to be
plummeting.
And, right. That's so great that he has friends like walking distance. Like, I had a lot of friends at school, but just like the few streets that were around me that were, for a 10-year-old to walk around by himself or ride his bike by himself. Yeah. I didn't have any friends in my neighborhood, so I just hung out at home a lot. Like, anytime I would want to play at a friend's house, it would be like a call in advance, we're coming over, versus I'm down the street, I'm just going to drop by.
Right.
So I just hung out and watched a lot of movies and stuff as a kid. My brother had a few friends in the neighborhood, but they were 2-3 years older than me.
Yeah.
And we didn't really vibe. Yeah. So that's good that there are kids his age that he can just go skate over to.
100%.
Yeah, it makes me happy. This is literally what I wanted for my kids when I started having kids.
And now, JC, living in the burbs now for a little bit, A, are you like, why did I not do this sooner? And B, are you like, how do people raise their kids like in the city?
Both.
I can't imagine.
Both, dude. This is if you're listening right now, and maybe like you're in Trey's situation right now, and if you're living in the city, Kinsey and I fought about this a lot when Kaysen was born, and even into Chloe being born. We still lived in the city, and it was around the time Kaysen turned about 5. He was already in preschool, but we were getting ready to go to kindergarten, and I said, "Look, I am not paying for private school. We do not live in an area where the kid can go to the public school because he's not going to do well. It's not a very highly rated area for public school. So if you're in that situation, move now. Move now. Go. You're gonna end up having to do it eventually, right? Do it now, when before prices get up higher, before it gets more populated in the area where you're probably gonna want to go live. I freaking love the suburbs.
For the 2 times a year you want to go to to see a basketball game, or you want to go to a concert, you got to drive a little further to get there, but whatever.
And honestly, it used to seem like it was so far away, and we still joke about it. They still joke about it with me on the radio show. Like, oh, yeah, we got to drive up to Oklahoma to see JC. It's honestly not that bad. 24 to 30 minutes goes by pretty quickly. And
it's time away from the family. It's a quiet time. It's a quiet time for Daddy.
It's time to reset. To be
but
quiet.
honestly, it's just the vibe. People are my age, in the neighborhood. They're my kids' ages. At my old neighborhood, it was in the street, and we had a couple, dudes that were on drugs walking by from time to time. There was dudes that were opening our doors. There was the people across the street from us were 80 years old. The people next to us were 70 years old. There was nobody that we can relate to in that area when we move up here. Everybody's us. It's like being in high school, but with houses.
That's cool.
Well, Dad. Well, JC, you're a good dad. That's what I was trying to say. You're a good dad. Don't be too pouty over it. This is part of life. Trey, you're a good dad. You're not the devil for taking your kid to school.
I am a good dad.
To daycare. You're a good dad. And so let's end this episode by doing the dad of the day, shall we? Yeah. Today's dad of the day comes from Massachusetts, which is a hard word to spell.
It's the hardest to spell.
To spell.
I can't say it.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
What's going on?
Massachusetts.
What's going on with your mouth?
I don't know. I can't do it. Do you ever sing the song
Alabama?
And when I get to Massachusetts, Michigan, I can't do it. Massachusetts. Is it Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
I mean, I think people know what you're talking about when you say
Massachusetts.
People from there, all of our Boston listeners right now are probably very upset with us because we're not pronouncing it right. But I think it's Chew, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Like you're sitting and chewing. Massachusetts.
Well, this is a news story out of Boston.
Okay.
Matt Goodman was surprised on his 21st birthday with a beer from his dad. It was unexpected because Matt's father, John, had passed away from cancer nearly 6 years ago.
He was just a life of the party, just all-around great guy. He did whatever he could to make me happy.
Not wanting to miss out on a party, John gave his daughter Casey a $10 bill. He asked her to save it for Matt's 21st birthday, so he could buy his son his first legal drink.
Him and my dad were so close, and he's had such a hard time. Anytime that like a monumental moment comes up in his life, my dad's not there.
It was so nice that like my dad, even 6 years ago before he passed, had the foresight to think about a time like this, knowing he wasn't going to be there for my graduation or some of the bigger things in my life. So he thought about something he could be there for, even if it wasn't physically.
Matt's choice of beer was a Bud Light, his dad's favorite. And there's currently no shortage of beers in the Goodman household. When Budweiser found out about the story, they sent him hundreds of beers.
Isn't that a sweet story?
So cool.
That is a very nice story.
You know, the gift is very thoughtful, buying your son the first beer. That's great.
So cool.
If my son's first beer is a Bud Light, I am rolling
come
in my
on.
grave.
What's wrong with Bud Light?
I am the beer snob of this group. You
What
can
are you
hate
getting?
me. Something that's like 50 cents more. Just like get something a little bit better.
Like a Stella?
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
My
Okay.
son's first beer needs to be a Keystone Ice.
No, that's fine to have all the
Swill.
time. If it's a monumental, a good beer, at least go like Corona. At least get him a Dos Equis.
Okay.
Even a Modelo.
An import.
It's 75 cents more than the Bud Light. Get the somewhat nicer beer.
You don't want to get like the fancy like Belgium beer with the top.
If you want to get the the $7 draft whatever craft beer versus the $2.50 Bud Light, get the good beer. It's your dad's covering it. It's free beer for you.
Right. When do you think you'll have your first beer with your kid? Is it going to be at 21?
I don't know. It kind of just depends on the kid,
Right.
You know, like what their makeup is. Are they kind of more open to that or whatever? I mean, I've always envisioned at some point when my kids in high school, maybe junior high or high school, you start doing every year till you do the random dad camp out.
Right.
And that's where you talk about sex. That's where if he wants to smoke a cigarette, if he wants to say a cuss word, he can say it on the camping trip. If he wants to have a beer, he can have a beer.
We're going to have to do the Chatty Daddies camp out.
I would love that.
That would
Oh,
be
that'd be
great.
so dope.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to do this podcast for several years so I can take Quaid, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
sounds
we're not
like
going
fun.
to take like a baby rocker bassinet to in a tent.
Do you guys mind if Kason brings his best friend though?
Well, that is it for this episode of the Chatty Daddies.
Be sure to subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify.
And again, don't forget to send us a message at chattydaddies.com, at chattydaddies on social media, or shoot us a text at the number in the description of this podcast.